Hi, everybody. Welcome to The Beat. It is 3:30. We know that you have a lot of information coming your way this week and this weekend and a lot to take in. So we want to keep you on track and keep you on schedule. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. My name is John DiCarlo. I'm the Managing Director of Student Media here in the Klein College of Media and Communication. The advisor to the Temple News, WHIP, and Templar. There's some of the student media outlets you'll be hearing from today. And I'm also an adjunct faculty member in the journalism department where I teach our sports writing and advanced sports reporting courses. I'm a Temple graduate. I worked in the newspaper industry for about 5 years in Gannett, New Jersey, covering everything from high school sports to the NFL before coming back to Temple in 2001. I first, again, want to start by thanking you all for being here today. You have a choice as to where you want to pursue your education, and you've chosen to be here with us, and we greatly, greatly appreciate that. You've also made a great decision to be here with us today because at the Beat this is an important step in investing in your future. Some of you are sitting here right now and wondering what you want to do and where you want to go with your careers. Some of you know exactly what you want to do, and that's great. Some of you don't have any idea yet, and that's fine too. And some of you might want to get involved with a little bit of everything, and that's also great. I find myself saying this every year, and some of the panelists here have heard me say this before. A big part of college is figuring out what you want to do and what you don't want to do, and both are equally important. You're going to hear presentations today from the student leaders and some of the faculty and staff who support and teach students working at Temple University Television and their programs like Temple Update, Now Sports Update. You'll hear from the Temple News, our student newspaper, Templar, our annual yearbook, and WHIP, our student radio station. At each one of these places, you are going to have the opportunity to apply what you're learning in the classroom. And the worst thing you could do is think that you have to wait a certain amount of time to get involved or to get started. Please don't do that. We're here today to help you find your way. So today is very much about you. Dive right in and ask questions today. Throughout the program, you can do that in the Q&A portion of Zoom. So as the student media outlets are talking to you, feel free to drop a question into the Q&A portion. They might answer it in the chat right away, or they might answer your question out loud. So again, I know it's a cliche, but there is no such thing as a dumb question. So please feel free to ask. After the conclusion of our program today, you're going to have the opportunity to jump into some of the follow-up Zoom sessions with each of the student media outlets here to find out more about them. I believe we'll be dropping a landing page URL into the chat here, and you'll be able to meet more with the Temple News or meet more with Out Sports Update or Templar, WHIP, and so on and so forth. Some of the students you're hearing from today have worked at more than one media outlet around campus, and they've worked across multiple platforms. All the students you'll be hearing from today are some of the most engaged and informed students on campus. They're here to help you, and they're here to teach you. In addition to our incoming freshmen, I know that we likely have some transfers out there with us today. Please know that we've had so many success stories with our transfer students coming in and getting involved right away. So we're thrilled to have you with us today as well. One of the great things that I'm feeling today is that I still see a lot of energy and engagement and enthusiasm. This event routinely draws more than 100 students each year. And even though we're in the midst of a pandemic, Amanda, I think the last time she checked in with us, told me that we have more than 170 students registered for this event today. That's fantastic. We're really, really appreciative of that. That means that the momentum is still there. And as much as you're all sick of hearing the word, we do realize that these are unprecedented and anxious times. This is the first year we're doing this event virtually, but whether we're learning and working in person or remotely, the news cycle is not going to stop. And that's where you come in. And now you as students will be tasked with covering so many things and so many important issues, whether it's racial and social injustices, the coronavirus pandemic, the changes we're seeing in higher education and college sports, and of course, the upcoming election. The student media outlets we have here do a wonderful job. I'm biased, but I've just seen them in action for so long. I see how dedicated they are to covering our campus, to covering the community around us. Getting started here and getting student media experience is that critical first step for you. It's going to lead you to discover what you want to do. And that will get you one step closer to getting the internship that you want. And that, of course, will get you one step closer to the job that you want and the career that you want. Here at Klein, in addition to the great student journalists and faculty we also have an incredibly kind and engaged dean in David Boardman. Has been with us since 2013, came to us from the Seattle Times, where he was the executive editor and senior vice president. The paper won 4 Pulitzer Prizes and produced 10 Pulitzer finalists during his time there. So just think of the experience that he's able to share with us now. And that's the thing about this place. You will have the opportunity to tap into that knowledge because Dean Boardman is as engaged as anyone we have here on campus. I've seen him just so many times take a real interest in meeting with students, putting in a phone call or a recommendation to someone in the industry to help our students get internships and jobs. He's the real deal. He's incredibly kind and compassionate, and we're very fortunate to have him here with us today. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce our Dean, David Boardman.
Muted.
All right, sorry about that. Thank you, John, and welcome to everybody, and congratulations for being here, the new students and transfer students. You're really making one of the most important investments in your life and education. Klein is highly unusual in that we enable and facilitate students from their very first week here to participate in student media, and whether that's at the Temple News, WHIP, Temple Update, Al Sports Update, the entertainment shows that we do on TUTV, the Templar, Bell Tower Music, you're going to have an immediate opportunity to make an impact and to begin learning and honing the skills that will propel you forward. You may already know what you want to do when you leave Temple, but chances are that you don't, and that you're still exploring. And as John said, these student media outlets are a wonderful way to explore and experience. These days, too, our outlets are increasingly working together, so you'll have even more exposure to different ways of communicating. As you heard, if you watched our Klein Welcome video, our student media have received tremendous recognition regionally and nationally as among the very best in the country. You'll learn from our outstanding faculty advisors, and really more importantly, you're going to learn from each other, and especially from the upper class students, many of whom are here today. And that too is a huge distinguishing element in the culture of the Klein College. The people who participate in student media, they really supercharge their career paths. We've had students who just 2 or 3 years out of Klein are at the New York Times. They're at top 50 market television stations. They're on national syndicated radio. So again, congratulations. Thanks for being here. And please do call on me anytime I can be of help. I look forward to getting to know you all in your years here. Thank you.
Paul, do you want to kick things off for Temple University Television?
Hi, I'm Paul Gluck. I'm an associate professor in media studies and production. I'm also the general manager of TUTV, Temple University Television. We want to do a short overview of what we offer, because in a few minutes you'll hear from the 2 tent poles of our station, Temple Update and the Al Sports Unit. They bring quality journalism, quality sports reporting. We do have students who have interests that are sometimes wider than journalism. They're interested in entertainment, comedy, and we provide all of those things. We've been on the air. We're probably one of the youngest platforms that you will meet here. We've only been on the air 10 years coming October 1st. So like so many 10-year-olds, we'll try almost anything. You show up at our door with an idea, you're going to get a fair hearing. Often the answer is yes. Some of the better ideas that have materialized in TUTV have come from freshmen banging on the glass door in room 107 of Annenberg Hall. That's our master control. We are seen citywide on Comcast, Channel 50, Verizon, Channel 45, on campus at Cable 103. I don't know why the dorms are wired that differently. And anywhere on this planet, you can see us right here on templetv.net. We have a live feed. so that we can show you our programming. And we'll be getting deeper into the streaming business as years go by. This is a music show we air called Beat Joint. It is part of a large schedule of programming. If you have ideas, if you want to participate, we have on this website, templetv.net, the opportunity for you to submit a proposal and have a meeting with us. You're going to meet some of the students who make this place work, Brian and Jackie. First thing I think we need to do, and by the way, you'll also meet my colleague, George Cummings. George and I both spent a long time in Philadelphia television. He in sports, me in news and other entertainment programming. We like to believe that in your time at Temple, you will meet a lot of talented academics who will teach you. You come to TUTV to apply the theory you learn in those courses, and we're happy to help you apply it. But first, Brian Mattice has created a small a reel for us that shows you what we do at TUTV. Brian, why don't you play that?
Classes will remain in person until this Friday, March 13th, and online instruction will begin Monday, March 16th, and continue through the remainder of the semester.
Temple is shutting its doors to all in-person classes, and breaking news as the AAC is shutting down as well.
And I used my one phone call to get in contact with the school.
You used your one phone call?
Like you did time in prison.
Yeah, Scottish prison. Like I said, it was a pretty typical trip.
Whoa, it's my graduation, I take my walk with it. It's my graduation and I'm a boss with it,
Now, do you guys think it's easier to become TikTok famous or Vine famous?
I could snap my finger right now and someone could be like, oh, that's cute, let's do the Kiera, and they start snapping their finger.
Oscar, Tony, Emmy, y Academy Award. Dime.
Rita Moreno.
Claro, claro, la reina.
We hope to bring to you a showcase of various cultures that make up this university.
They just quickly looked at her like Instagram, saw that picture and put it on their story.
See, that is very
And basically was like, yeah, if you want to get a job, you better be more professional.
That was unprofessional.
That was unprofessional.
Can't misuse timeouts if you don't use them at all, Tara.
Okay.
There you go. And I think Mahomes is just pretty incredible overall. He's probably the second best quarterback behind Lamar this season.
Hi, everybody. My name is George Cummings. I'm the Assistant General Manager of Temple University Television. I'm also an adjunct instructor here in television studio and remote production. And TUTV is the funnel, if you will, for all of the great programs that are produced by you, the students. There are a number of programs you can get involved with, and you'll hear more about that at Temple, at the Temple Fest, or Klein Fest coming up later, early in September. But more importantly, try everything. Get involved. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid to ask questions. You have every opportunity to make yourself learn what you like and what you don't like. That's why you're here. But enough about me. I want to turn it over to two of your peers, two students who work very closely with us, Brian and Jackie. Take it away.
Hey, how's everyone doing? My name is Brian. I'm a senior MSP student here, and I've been really involved in Temple Update throughout most of these 3 years so far. And I've worked with Owl Sports Update and a couple of the other TUTV shows so far. I'm also a student worker underneath Paul and George. So TUTV is fantastic because you have a lot of different things to get involved with. You'll hear about Temple Update and Owl Sports Update in a little bit. And that's just only one type of TV show that you can get involved with. They're news format, but there's a lot of other talk and entertainment shows that you can get involved with as well. So Jack and I will be talking about that. There's Temple Tonight, which is a Jimmy Fallon type comedy talk show. You have Temple Smash, which is sort of an SNL skit, both digital and live show that they do in the Tomlinson Theater. You have The Vibe, which is a talk show centered around hip hop and rap. They have live performances and other stuff. Temple Talk is just a regular talk show where they do digitals. They bring guests on to talk about different things. We Need to Talk, that is an all-female talk show. We Make the Call, sports talk show. So there's a huge variety of different things that you can get involved with. And in many different ways, you can get involved with producing, directing, doing a position in the studio, like working a camera, working something in the control room. You can work in their digital departments where you go and produce some type of piece out in the field before the live show. Then you come back and that gets aired in the live show. So there's a lot of different skill sets you can apply to the different shows involved with TUTV. TUTV is just the station that airs all these different types of shows. So there's a lot of different small organizations that you can get involved with, and a lot of different things that you can learn. You could try something out. Maybe you don't like that, get involved with something else. And for me, the shows that you can get involved with, and also just all of the media, student media organizations, that is what is best about Temple. It's what's best about Klein. Because you can go through your classes, you'll learn plenty, but the best experience that you get is working with these different outlets and these different organizations, and that's how you build your resume. So my advice for everyone is just to get involved day one, meet everyone, get whatever you can, and you build your resume off of these, getting involved in all these different outlets. So.
Hey everyone, I'm Jackie. So just to give a little background on myself, I have been on air. I've learned the production side of stuff, the behind the scenes, but this upcoming semester I will be producing the all-female talk show Brian mentioned, We Need to Talk, and I will be one of the co-hosts on Temple Talk. So a few quick things. Like you said in the Q&A section about, do we have animated shows? Any idea you have, go to Paul, go to George, go to anybody involved with TUTV. Well, mostly them. And suggest your idea. They'll likely say yes. And if you can find a crew, and heads up, people want to be involved and gain experience, you're going to get somewhere. I came in knowing nothing. I say that all the time. I didn't know how to work anything. I didn't know how to work a camera. I didn't know how to edit. I learned everything through TUTV. I learned everything through Klein, through my classes. I went into my classes knowing things I wouldn't have otherwise. Get involved right away. Even though it's going to look different, show up to something, show up to an awkward Zoom meeting, and just show your face. If you show, I keep saying show, but if you want to be involved and you let people see that, they are going to help you get involved. And I see so many faces on here, people I've worked with that have motivated me to be better and become more successful, try new things, and go out of my comfort zone. And you're going to find those people too. So just don't be shy, even though it's hard and you might want to be. Go out there, go for something you might not expect you would like or want to do. Try it out, and what's the worst that happens? You try something else. You'll do great, and good luck.
Who's next, John?
Matt, do you want to introduce Al Sports Update here?
I have my two students are going to handle that pretty much for Al Sports Update. I have Haley Palmer and I have Adam Cronali, and you guys take it away.
Yeah, so I'll start off. Hi, I'm Adam Cronali from Al Sports Update. I'm joining in for my senior year upcoming this fall. I've been doing it since I got here, so it's great for all of you guys getting on this call as freshmen coming in, especially like we've said with the conditions. Basically what Al Sports Update is, who we are. We're a live sports college production affiliated with TUTV. We were in that video Brian showed. Basically what we do, we're not affiliated with Temple, but we cover Temple sports. We cover all the D1 sports, all 21 of them. I believe there's 21. And basically what we do, Haley Palmer is going to be sharing her screen. What we do is we cover the sports, but we do it in a lot of different ways. We do live tweeting on Twitter during games, play-by-play, things going on with that. We do packages, which is stories. And what we do is we find ways to make sports interesting while also covering the scores themselves. And we do that in a combination of a few shows. We have a live show. Haley, if you can go to the website, We have a live show that we have on Thursdays. It's just called Al Sports Update. You'll see Courts in Session, which is a show we've done in the past that covers basketball. We've done that from time to time over the years. Al Access Pass, which we'll talk a little bit more later. It's social media based, but it's kind of a shorter recap. And Inside the Nest, which is just football, and we cover it. It's a live broadcast, and we've done it in the past for an hour long. Things are very up in the air right now, but these are live broadcasts. Inside the Nest and Al Sports Update themselves, they're live, and it's really cool. It's an adrenaline rush, and there's multiple ways to get involved, which is something I briefly wanted to touch on. We have positions behind the camera and in front of the camera. Haley will touch more kind of briefly on that. But we're looking for people in all different ways. You don't have to wait to get involved in either behind the scenes or in front of the camera. Whatever your interests are, whether it be in the control room, being a camera operator, being an anchor, being a reporter, there's avenues, and you don't have to wait. That's something that I thought as a freshman you would have to. You don't. So especially being here, hearing about us, basically, if you like covering sports, we do it. And we're looking for, I saw a question that I answered in the Q&A. We're looking for ways to get involved depending on what the circumstances are, to still get content out there. And so to transition over to Haley, like we mentioned, Alex's Pass is social media based. Haley was actually a social media coordinator last year. She's going to talk to you more about specific positions and just kind of more what that means for social media based shows and things of that nature.
Okay, hi. I'm Haley. I kind of heard myself. I'm Haley. Like I said, I was the social media manager last year. I'm now a show producer. And just to reiterate on Adam's point of you don't have to wait, literally last year I was a transfer student actually attending the beat. So now it's kind of cool that a year later I'm talking at the beat, which kind of just shows that if you want to get involved and put in the work, like you totally can. Please do not wait to reach out if you have any sort of idea or you want to do a position. We are always looking for new talent, new ideas, new ways to get the ball rolling, especially during these times. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Just kind of going over, like you said, we have the YouTube channel where we post all our shows and exclusives. We also have our Al Sports Update Instagram, and I didn't pull the Twitter up because, that's got a lot, but mostly our Instagram where we love to showcase student work. We love to have stuff for you to put out there to show either to your friends or families or future employers, things to fill up your resume, and we tag you. We love it when you repost us, and we'll repost you as well. So if any of this sounds really interesting to you and you really want to get involved, we are going to have our first meeting on Tuesday, August 25th at 11 a.m. You can also come if you have any questions, drop them in the chat or go to our individual meeting room afterwards. I'm going to drop a Google form link if you are interested in attending that first Zoom meeting. Just fill it out and we'll be sure to send you the link as well. Oh, wait, we also have a promo video we wanted to show. We practiced that 30 times and I already forgot. Let me share that with you. This was also made by a former class and volunteer.
Al Sports Update starts right now.
This women's team has no shortage of star power.
The Owls will head to Kansas to take on Wichita State.
Continue their AAC winning streak.
But what exactly does it take to row for the Owls?
There was a lot going on in McGonigal Hall on Sunday.
I knew it was an important game, so I knew I had to step up.
If anything that is interested to you, I'm going to send a Google form link for you guys to fill out.
Thank you, Haley. I mentioned at the outset of our program here that a lot of the students
John froze. Anybody want to jump in for John?
Should we just move on?
Sure.
Okay.
kind of behind the scenes so much throughout the year, and then their signature product comes out at the end of the year. So I'm happy to hear happy to introduce Riley to all of you so she can talk to you more about Templar.
Hi, everyone. My name is Riley Rubiano. I'm one of the co-editors of the Templar yearbook. Let me share my screen really quick. So the Templar yearbook is a student-run editorial independent publication. The opinions that are expressed in our publication are from the student staff. The Templar publication aims to capture a snapshot of Temple University within the past academic year through compelling stories and photos. We hope that after graduation, you're able to look back at the yearbook and think of good memories, and then also reminders of what made Temple a great experience. So this is our cover from last year. Our theme was rewind. We saw that throwback and rewind was very popular and a trend, so we decided to make that our theme for last year. This is the cover. We designed it to look like the cover of a VHS tape. And then this is one of our divider photos for sports. We stuck with the theme and kept it consistent throughout the book by adding grain to our photos and then also sticking with very vibrant colors. Here is our Temple football page, our Temple Fest page, and then also this is one of our club stories on our psychology majors of color. We do a lot of feature stories on both people and clubs and organizations. That's primarily what we write about, and also student life. So positions we are looking to fill right now are senior reporters, photographers, and also freelance writers and photographers. These are paid positions. So the difference between freelance and staff freelancing, you don't have to attend the weekly meetings. It's not as much of a commitment, and you get $25 per published story for writers and photographers. Staff, you will have to attend at least 2 meetings a week, and then it's 5 articles minimum and 5 photos for articles minimum. Yeah, so if you guys are interested in joining, our Instagram is @Templar Yearbook. You can email us at templaryearbook@gmail.com, or you can visit our website, Templar Yearbook, or you can come to the breakout session afterwards. But thank you.
Thank you, Riley. I owe Temple Update an apology. I jumped the gun there before transitioning over to Templar. We did not hear yet from the staff and the students at Temple Update. They're a big piece of what we do at Temple University Television. So I'll kick things over to Peter Jeroff to start things off about Temple Update. Again, my apologies there.
No apologies necessary. We are honored to follow Templar. Hello all, I'm Professor Peter Jeroff from the Department of Media Studies and Production, and also the executive producer of Temple Update, which is now in its 33rd year. Temple Update has a lot of exciting productions, both digital and broadcast. And here to tell you more about all of that are 2 of our MVPs, Madison Sychek and Victoria Lucas.
Hi everybody, my name is Madison Sychek and I'm a senior MSP major and I am the supervising producer of Temple Update.
Hi there, my name is Victoria Lucas and I am also a senior. I am majoring in broadcast journalism and I am a lead reporter for Temple Update.
So Temple Update is TUTV's award-winning live 30-minute news program that broadcasts throughout the entire city of Philadelphia. Our affiliated shows include a live-to-tape 15-minute Spanish news show, Lo Ultimo, a Mandarin news program, Temple Moment, a sports program, Temple Timeout, and our daily 90-second news briefs, Update Now and Update Aurora.
And although we are called Temple Update, we cover all sorts of news, including not just our campus news, but local, national, and international news. We've covered everything from the Notre Dame fire to the lantern flies you've seen around campus. This year, we will be covering the 2020 presidential election.
All right, so we have a short video for you all, and this was edited together by Andrew Makita, who just graduated, and I hope you enjoy.
Hey Nate, how's life? I don't know. It's all right. I've been dealing with some things like every human being and really didn't sleep much last night. It's worth it though. Cold world out there, kids. Grab your coats. Been a minute, I know. Now I'm back to Rome. Looking for the antidote to crack the code. Pretty vivid, I admit it. I'm in classic mode. Don't need pity given to me, but I can't condone. Talking down to me, I'ma have to crack your nose for cracking jokes. I'm looking for the map to hope. You see that? They're making a whole lot of changes. Wrote a song about that. You should play it. That's when I put on my makeup and drown in self-hatred. Forget what I'm saying. And where the beat go? Oh, ain't that something? Drums came in, you ain't see that coming. Hands on my head, can't tell me nothing. Got a taste of the fame, it upon my stomach. Throw it back up like I don't want it. Wipe my face, clean off my vomit. OCD trying to push my buttons. I said don't touch it. Now y'all done it. I can be critical, never typical. Intricate with every syllable, I'm a criminal. Intimate but never political, pretty visual. Even if you hate it, I make you feel like you're in it though. You call me what you want, but never call me forgettable. Leave you deep in thought, I can never swim in the kiddie pool. Waited, I've been thinking the cinematic is beautiful, man. I don't know if I'm making movies or music videos.
The link at the end is my favorite part. All right, so obviously I'm sure there are concerns about being able to get your foot in the door with all the safety constraints in the studio, but don't worry, there are still so many ways to get involved, and we figured out that there are ways to keep Update going strong through remote work. So since March, we have continued to create shows remotely and report on stories in Philadelphia while working from home. And we will need volunteers to write for the website, create content for social media, shoot around campus and the city, edit content for broadcast and social media, as well as being on-air talent for Update and its affiliates.
And be sure to email us at templeupdate@gmail.com if you are interested in getting involved and or have any questions for us. We will be having a virtual interest meeting next Thursday, the 27th at 3:00 p.m. Please join and watch our social media and our website for more information about the meeting, anchor tryouts, and other events. And join us in our Zoom room right after this event.
Thank you, Victoria. Thank you, Madison. Thank you, Peter. That was great. Next, we will be hearing from Madison Karras, our editor-in-chief of the Temple News, and Jeremy Alvis, who is our photo editor at the Temple News. And again, just a reminder to all of you, please continue to feel free to drop questions into the Q&A portion of the Zoom. And again, a reminder that at the end of this program, you will have the opportunity to meet with these student media outlets in a more focused fashion in the Zoom chats that they'll be hosting. So with that, we'll turn it over to Madison and Jeremy.
All right, thank you, John, and thank you, Temple Update. I'm gonna pull up my presentation here. To all the new students and transfer students, welcome. It's very exciting to see all your names who I know we're still soon gonna see in print in our newspaper. So we're gonna talk a little bit about the Temple News today. To introduce ourselves, my name is Madison Karras. I'm the editor-in-chief, and I'm a junior journalism and economics major from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Hi, I'm Vivi Correa. I am a junior journalism major. I'm the managing editor this year. It's okay, John, that you forgot my name. I'm just kidding. And I'm from Medellin, Colombia, but I grew up in McCountry, Pennsylvania.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Alvis. I'm one of the co-photo editors for the Temple News. I'm a junior journalism major, and I'm originally from Iloilo City, Philippines, as well as Cheltenham, Pennsylvania, right outside the city.
All right, so who are we? So the Temple News is Temple University's editorially independent, award-winning student-run newspaper. We began printing September 19th, 1921. So yes, we are coming up on our 100th anniversary very soon. very exciting. Last year, we were recognized as the Society of Professional Journalists 2019 Region 1 Mark of Excellence for Best All-Around Non-Daily Newspaper. You can see here our now historic cover from the last time we printed last spring before we temporarily had to stop printing because of the pandemic. But a little bit more about this. So we are editorially independent, meaning that although we get running help through Klein, thank you, they can't tell us what to publish, and we are completely student run, and everything we report on, every piece of reporting and what we choose to run and not run is up to us as students. So we are a print newspaper, and this year we are switching to print every other week, bi-weekly on Tuesdays. We'll be printing 2,000 copies every week starting this Tuesday on 26 newsstands on and around campus. You can see here some of our covers of our print tabloid edition. We run everything from breaking news that happened literally the night before when a fire breaks out on campus when we were in production, to our lanternflies that we now know and love all around campus, to special editions featuring sports and basketball and football previews, to featured special editions where we cover food trucks and restaurants all around campus. And we also have content online on our website, temple-news.com. We post content and post stories every day online. We have some print and some online only weeks. All our print stories go online too. And for as far as our readership online, we have well over 500,000 users and visitors and readers who checked out our website last year, and we have about 2,000 to 3,000 readers who come and visit our website every day to read our news. So like, yes, the stories that you put out and the stories that you write do get read.
So at the Temple News, we have 8 sections. 5 of them focus more on writing. We have news, which focuses on the Temple community and the surrounding community. Breaking news. News has been really important and really integral, especially right now with coronavirus and just everything that's going on. Features, basically we talk about, Temple faculty, students, alumni, and it can be anything from science and technology to arts and entertainment. In opinion, we do a lot of columns and personal essays. Intersection is fairly new to the Temple News. It's coming up on its 3-year anniversary, and basically they talk about students' identities, their race, cultural heritage, and mental health, and how it has to do with their identities. And sports talks about Temple's athletics and club sports, and they'll do recaps, they'll do announcements. Photo, multimedia, and design all work together to add additional coverage for our paper. So freelancing for us, everyone here started out as a freelancer, and it can be a little scary, but we will teach you everything you need to know. Our editors work closely with our freelancers, and they'll teach you how to write out emails, contact sources, conduct interviews, and how to write a basic news story, because they might look different. And any Temple student can freelance. You don't have to be a journalism major. We accept everyone from any major. And editors will hold weekly section meetings, and they'll be able to pitch stories, and you can go there and you can pick up any stories, or you can even pitch your own if you have any ideas. And freelancers are paid $10 for every published work, and yeah, there's no prior experience required. So here are our section meetings times and contacts. You can take a screenshot, or if you come to our breakout room, you can see it more in depth.
Hi, so I'm going to talk about freelancing for our photo design and multimedia teams. So these are the sections that are responsible for all the visual content that go in our paper as well as our website. So the cool thing about freelancing for us is that we welcome all experience levels. If you've never picked up a camera before, if you've never designed anything before, that's okay. We'll teach you everything you need to know. As Temple students, you have access to Adobe Creative Cloud, which allows you to have editing and illustration programs for free. So we do have a limited number of equipment in our multimedia and photo office that includes camera bodies, lenses, audio recorders that we'll rent out for any stories. And throughout the week after you pick up a story, the visual editors will work with you throughout the process of the story to help with any ideas, concepts, questions, as well as provide feedback for your work. So here at TTN, we adhere to all COVID-19 health and safety guidelines when reporting in the field and out in the field and in the newsroom. This means wearing masks, exercising physical distancing, and cleaning and sanitizing equipment regularly. So an important thing to know about freelancing is that it can all be done remotely. You can interview people through the phone or Zoom, and you can also communicate with all editors online. So why you should join student media? We have a great time. You learn a lot. You learn about what you like to do and what you don't like to do. I've been working for the Temple News for about 2 years, and outside of my journalism courses, I've been getting a lot of real-world experience working on deadline, reporting on breaking news, and connecting with a lot of people through my work. It's absolutely worthwhile and very rewarding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll definitely add to that. I remember sitting in this presentation 2 years ago. I tell everybody this, but I had no journalism experience before coming to Temple. My high school didn't have a newspaper. I had never written an article, but then I remember after coming to this presentation, BB and I went to the features section meeting the following week, and we picked up our first stories and learned how to do everything from there. And obviously the Temple News has been a very important part of my experience as a Temple journalism student, and I've been able to learn about, like I said, like what we like to do and what we don't like to do, which is important in figuring out where you want to pursue your career path after graduation.
And also, just to finish, I actually did do journalism in high school, and when I got to college, it was a lot different than what I was used to, but Temple News has really set me up for success, and you know, they have taught me a lot about how to write a story, how to connect with sources, and how to make sure everything is accurate and fair.
But if you don't believe us, you can come to our breakout session right after this presentation, and you can hear it from one of our alumni, Kristin Graham, a Pulitzer Prize winning Philadelphia Inquirer reporter. She'll be talking to us a little bit about her experience joining TTN and what she learned from it, and how it got her to where she is now. So I look forward to seeing you at that session afterwards, and we'll be answering questions in the chat. And again, I will drop my email in case you have any questions or want to get in touch with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madison. Thank you, BB. Thank you, Jeremy. Again, just a reminder, near the end of the presentation, you'll see a link that will be provided for all of you that will allow you to go into those Zoom chats and those Zoom sessions so you can find out more about all of our student media outlets. And last but not least, we have WHIP, our General Manager, Angelina Young, our Assistant General Manager, Megan Pulver, and our Assistant Sports Director, Zach Demuse, are going to tell you more about WHIP and how you can get involved there and the radio station as a whole. So I will turn it over to them.
Hi everyone, I'm Angelina, but I go by Angel. I'm the general manager at WHIP, and Megan and Zach, you can introduce yourselves.
Hi everybody, my name is Megan. I'm the assistant general manager at WHIP.
And my name is Zach Demuse. I am the assistant sports director at WHIP.
All right. So here at WHIP, we have multiple departments. We have on air, and if being on air isn't really your cup of tea, you can also join the off air departments, which include video, graphics, promotions, web, press, social media, events, sales, and production. And then the on air are sports, music, entertainment, news, and podcasting. And
so what?
Sorry.
Thank you, Angel. So what I'm going to do now is just kind of go through a little bit about our sports department. As I said, I'm the assistant sports director with Director Ray Dunn. He was unable to be here today, but just wanted to show you a few pictures about the sports department. As you can see here, a little bit about my background. When I first came to Temple University, I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and that was sports, radio, broadcasting, getting involved in writing. And as soon as I found WHIP, I fell in love. So as you can see here, we actually are very fortunate to be able to broadcast both Temple basketball and Temple football on site. As you can see there, or the picture all the way to the left, left are two of our broadcasters at the Temple versus Villanova game this past season. Ray and I at the top, our very first game as both freshmen. And then finally at the bottom, we have Shiz Austin Jr. with a couple of us, who was the star basketball player for Temple 2 seasons ago, who's now currently in the G League with the Philadelphia 76ers. And finally, the last picture to the right is a view from out of the radio broadcast booth that we use at Lincoln Financial Field. Just want to again touch on Ray and I both came in as freshmen. We got involved, and now he's the sports director and I'm the assistant sports director, and we are both rising juniors. So if you'd like to get involved in sports radio broadcasting, or if you'd like to get involved in writing about sports, we cover all of the sports teams at Temple, whether they're club teams, whether they're the main basketball, football, whether it be field hockey, lacrosse, soccer, whatever it might be. So again, if you're interested in sports or sports broadcasting on air, shows 5 days a week, 11 to 3, we'd love to have you. And please join us for our Zoom link afterwards if you have any other questions. So I'll turn it back to Megan and Angel.
All right, for the upcoming semester, typically we have a lot of events that go on, like house shows, actual concerts, and like sports tailgates, everything, the whole 9 yards. But since this semester we can't really do many events, we do plan on in September we're doing the welcome back and remote broadcasting, which will be done through Discord. Most of our broadcasting will be done through Discord and remotely, just due to the lack of space we have in the studio. But there's still equipment and everything that is available for those who don't have it. Then we also plan on doing race and diversity training with the Diversity Club here at Temple. They do a great program and through Zoom, and it's very informational and helpful. So, and then in October, we are planning to do a register to vote initiative and Rocktober bracket contest and virtual concert, which will be really cool. We'll have people also playing on live on radio. In November, we have the election night coverage, and we also have a holiday food drive and distribution for locals and the Cherry Pantry. And then in December, we have a collaboration event with Quadio, which is Megan is the representative from them for Temple. So. And then you can stream us from iHeartRadio and Radio FX. But we will, like I said earlier, we will also be remotely going through Discord to iHeartRadio, if you're, just so you know. And then here's our website. Meg, if you want to show that and you can get a little bit more.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have multiple departments, and the on-air departments are all on the listed there, and then it also has the podcasting under the on-air. We also have, if you go to the staff panel or section, it'll show you all of the emails of each staff member. So if we'll have the emails up at the next slide or two, but if you can't get the screenshot or anything in enough time, it's also on our website. All right, and here's the staff emails for everyone if you want to take a picture or screenshot or whatever.
If I could hop in for a minute.
Go for it.
So one thing that I'd like to say specifically towards, incoming freshmen and transfer students is that at WHIP, we have so many departments that you can get involved with, and it might be a little overwhelming, but it really takes, a little bit of willpower to say, I'm an incoming student and I'm interested in doing this. But coming from myself, who came in as a transfer student, it is so easy to fall into step of joining a department or joining a different organization. Once you take the first step and say, I'm interested in doing this, it all kind of falls together. Like you've heard from a lot of the other organizations that have talked today. As soon as you put your foot down and say, this is what I want to do, other people want to get involved with you. Other people want to help you, see you succeed in finding a new show or joining a new organization. And at WHIP, that's something that we really try to motivate people to do, is coming up with new ideas for shows that we haven't seen before, whether that be in our music department, in our entertainment department. We're really trying to shift our focus from just movies and TV to anything that you would like to do in entertainment. That's just one area specifically, but like I mentioned earlier, a ton of different areas you can get involved in, and we would love to talk to you afterwards about any ideas that you might have, or any questions that you might have as well, because like I mentioned, when I came in as a transfer, I was definitely a little bit overwhelmed at first and said, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do. But as soon as you take that first step, it all falls into place. Okay, and I think that is it from us, but like I just said, we're hoping to see you in our breakout session after, and thank you for coming to this meeting today.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Angel. We are running a few minutes ahead of schedule. I wanted to turn things over for a couple minutes to Jack Klotz. He's one of our fantastic faculty members in Klein, and he's involved with Bell Tower Music, and I thought it would be great for all of you to hear a little bit about what they do, since we have a few minutes and we're running a few minutes ahead of schedule. So I'm going to turn things over to Jack quickly here so he can talk to you all.
Thank you, John. We're Temple's student-run music agency, Bell Tower Music, and this year we're kind of like the football team that had all the starters graduate last year. So that's why there are no students here with us today. We're a little short, as it were. Our mission is to celebrate Temple musical talent. And the reason I wanted to speak to this group in particular is because you'll notice, and we have a record as our logo, but we're not really I try not to call us a record label at any rate, because like a lot of record labels today, we do a lot of different things. We try to mount a television show. We try to at least get one full hour-length episode to deliver to UTV, live in-studio music performance series, and we're always looking for folks to help out with that. Cameras, editing, lighting, and so forth, writing, as well as perform, as well as people to perform the music, obviously. And we also try to do a podcast series. The name has ebbed and flowed over the years, but the Bell Tower Hour is what we tend to call that. And when I talk about our history, now these were not Bell Tower artists, but the reason we exist on Temple's campus is because of the amazing musical legacy at this school. If you did not already know, that Temple is in fact where Hall met Oates. Yeah. And there's been tons and tons of Grammy winners. The current senior vice president for A&R at Columbia Records is one of our alums, and so on and so on. If you want to get a feel for who we are and what we do, we're on all the streaming platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, whatever it is you use, we're there. We've been doing it since 2012, so I think we're a little younger, just by a little bit, than TUTV. But if you're interested in doing music work, if you're interested in doing media work for music, as I say, shooting, editing, and so on, check out our catalog out on the streaming services. Is one of the things. The last thing I will mention to you, one of the things that felt really, really good over the summer, as I'm sure you're all aware, the current situation has really put a hurt on the live events industry, the music, music performance and so forth. And lots of folks have had their careers put on hold, if not outright ended. And I'm talking primarily about the folks who work behind the scenes. And one of the things that was really, really gratifying, we're a commercial record label that's run here on campus by students. We had a couple of our artists that we were actually able to send royalty checks to over the summer back in June. Wasn't a lot of money, as you're probably aware, streaming services don't generate that much bread, but it felt really, really good to be able to send a couple $100 to some musicians, all Temple students, by the way. All of these artists were folks who came through Temple. Some of them are acts you may know. You may have seen Mo Loud and the Humble or Chelsea Reed and Fairweather 5 out there performing. It felt great to be able to give them a little bit of financial support in these difficult times. So one of the things that we're trying to do this coming semester is really to try to promote this back catalog, because these artists, most of them have graduated from Temple, going on to professional careers as musicians, and they're hurting now. So anything you can do to go stream their album, throw them a nickel. So, and I'm Jay Klotz at temple.edu. That's JKLOTZ at temple.edu. I'll drop it in the chat. You can reach out to me anytime. Thank you, John.
John, can I add something to Jack's presentation for a sec?
Absolutely, sure.
One of the things that I think you all should know is we haven't talked greatly about the collaborations among platforms. There are collaborations here that cross a whole lot of technical platforms, but TUTV has had very good experiences partnering with Bell Tower. We have purchased selections from their catalog to be the underscore for the shows we've done, including one show that got a Student Emmy nomination. And that's part of the composite. We partnered on a documentary that explains the life of a roadie through the framework of a group called The Nationals, a great half-hour show that we've done. And whenever we have specialized coverage, elections, Olympics, things we do, maybe not this year, but Olympics anyway, we go to Bell Tower to get the specialized music we need for those programs. So that if you have interests that move from place to place, we can help you with that.
And to piggyback on what Paul said, for music students, people who are coming in and they're passionate about music, even in good times, music doesn't make a whole lot of money, for the musicians. And so teaching people who are passionate about music and giving them ways to connect with media, with TV, with film, with web, and so on and so forth, is a really, really big part of professional development here at Temple. And I love this little media microcosm of the real world that we have here, newspaper, radio, TV, and we try to, George, Paul, Peter, John, myself, all the faculty involved, we all came from industry, and we all try to make it the real deal for you. We try to, there's money on the line, baby.
Thank you, Jack. Right now, for all of you, I'm dropping the link to the landing page into the chat. This is where you can go to get the links to get into these follow-up Zoom sessions if you want to learn more about each of these student media outlets here. We greatly appreciate you all being here, greatly appreciate your patience. I wanted to close things out by introducing all of you, if you haven't met her already, to Luanne Khan, who's our outstanding Director of Career Services. I just wanted to turn things over to her to close things out here. Again, Luanne comes from the industry as well, an award-winning journalist in the TV industry, and I wanted you all to hear from her before we close things out today.
Well, thanks, John, and thanks. The Beat is just such an amazing event every year. I know that you're here because you already understand something. I think intuitively that getting involved in campus media is to help you have the life and career you want. Whether you know exactly what that is or you don't know what it is, I talked to one of you earlier and one of you asked, well, how do I get an internship? Well, I can tell you right now, to get an internship, they're going to be looking at your resume to see, did you work for TUTV or WIP or Temple News or the Templar? They're going to look for that on your resume. Our employers see this as real experience, hands-on experience. And so this is the first building block, right? And so I'm proud of you for doing this. If you ever have any questions you want to talk about your career path and planning it out for the next 4 years, or if you transferred in and you're ready, like, whoo, you know, I just have a couple years to go, let's get going. Please feel free to make a one-on-one appointment with me on your Klein Connect homepage. I'll put that in the chat. But happy to see you here. And I hope you'll go into these breakout rooms afterwards and explore and talk to all of these student media leaders. Welcome to Klein.
Thank you, Luanne. And again, thank you to all of our student leaders, all of our faculty who are here today, and thank you to all of you for being here. Again, it really is as simple as this. Please get involved. Don't wait to get involved. All the students you see here today and have heard from today, they took the initiative to get involved. I'm fortunate to work with so many of them, and like a lot of other people have said today, we really look forward to seeing you, hearing from you, and working with you in the future. So we do hope that you'll jump into these Zoom sessions and learn more, and we look forward to seeing you throughout the year. So again, thanks so much for being here, and we'll see you soon.